Have you ever wondered about creatures that are completely invisible? Imagine seeing a butterfly that looks like a dried leaf fallen from a tree. Or perhaps a fish that's so transparent it blends seamlessly into the mud, making it nearly impossible to spot. Well, in today's video, I'll introduce you to 10 remarkable invisible creatures that you've probably never heard of before. And guess what? Among these mysterious creatures is one that defies our perception. It appears as if it's neither wood or a living being. So, let's dive into this fascinating world of hidden wonders. Starting at number 10, we have the Leptocephalus. This sea creature is a master of camouflage, resembling a fish, but not quite being one. When they hatch from their eggs, they face many dangers from other sea creatures, but as soon as they emerge, their entire body becomes transparent. These tiny creatures remain transparent for 3 months. After 3 months, when they are capable of defending themselves, they return to their original state. This natural survival technique helps them live longer. At number 9 is the leaf insect. Imagine being told to stay as still as a statue. Most of us, about 99%, would start moving after a while because we can't control our bodies that much. But there's a creature that doesn't move at all. It blends into the leaves so well that people can't tell if it's a leaf or a creature. In reality, it's a favorite food of many jungle animals and birds, so it must do this to survive. Number 8 is the leaf-tailed gecko. If you called this creature the best at hiding in the world, you wouldn't be wrong. It hides on trees so well that finding it becomes nearly impossible. You would need very sharp eyes to spot it on a tree. This odd-looking lizard is found on Madagascar Island and comes in various colors. It looks like dry leaves attached to trees, making it very hard to find. It can also change its color according to the environment. Thanks to this invisible power, it doesn't need to go anywhere for food. Instead, its food comes to it. Number 7. Pygmy Seahorse. It's tough for small creatures to survive in the sea because any larger creature can easily prey on them. But there's a very small sea animal, only about 2 centimeters in size. You can imagine how tiny this creature is. These creatures are found in Japan, Indonesia, and northern Australia, living at depths of 10 to 40 meters in the sea. They are so skilled at hiding that not only animals but also humans can't see them. They spend most of their lives on sea plants and can change their body color and shape to match the plants. They are impossible to find. Even if you hold the plant in your hand, you won't be able to see these creatures. Number 6. Eastern Screech Owl. The eastern screech owl is a very clever predator that can become invisible while sitting on a dry tree. When it sits on a tree, its feathers make it very hard to see, and if you don't look carefully, you might not see it at all. Its eyes also match the background. Even the most experienced birdwatchers can't spot it when it sits on such a tree. This owl prefers to sit on dry trees and also makes its nest there. Number 5. Decorator Crab. Known as the Decorator Crab or Spider Decorator Crab, this crab is found in California, Thailand, Philippines, Maldives, Indonesia, and Malaysia. According to biologists, this crab is tasty food for many sea animals. So many larger sea creatures roam around hunting for it. But this crab's body is very unusual, covered with strange hairs. No one can tell at first glance that it's an animal. It looks just like a plant. And not only in appearance, but this crab can also change its color. Number 4. Devil Scorpionfish. The devil scorpionfish, also known as the stonefish, looks very strange and scary. The species named devils comes from its face, which looks like a devil's. Its method of disappearing is very unique. Whenever it sits down, it copies the color and patterns of its surroundings onto its body. This fish also has poison glands on its body for protection. It hides to protect itself from other sea creatures. And when it feels threatened, it displays its colorful fins to scare off predators. The poison of this fish is not dangerous enough to take a human's life. Number 3. Buff Tip Moth. The buff tip moth is one of the most invisible creatures in the world. Its most distinctive feature is that it looks exactly like a cut piece of wood. Most people would think it's just a piece of wood, but it's actually an insect. The color of its front and back makes it look like a cut piece of wood. It's mostly found in gardens and forests and is more visible during the months of June and July. In the winter, it hides inside trees. Number 2. Righteyed Flounder. The Righteyed Flounder is a flat fish that is completely transparent. You can see right through this fish as it swims in the water. It's mostly found on the seafloor, which is why it's so flat and transparent. It can also bury itself in the sand to hide from larger creatures. Because of its ability, it's almost impossible to see the flounder, and that's why it can easily catch its prey. And finally, at number 1, we have the Oakleaf Butterfly. You might have seen many butterflies in your life, but you probably haven't seen this particular one. When you see it for the first time, it will just look like a dry leaf because this butterfly looks exactly like a dry leaf. But it's a very unique and rare butterfly that's almost impossible to find in the jungle. There are already so many broken leaves on the ground in the jungle, and if this butterfly sits among them, it becomes even harder to find. It looks like a dry leaf from the outside, but inside it's very colorful and beautiful. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe for more fascinating content. Until next time, take care and stay curious.